How does what goes before affect going into a game like this? Because for you, you're unbeaten, you've got the 4 points. Will it affect Tranmere in a different way? They'll be looking to get their season going.
You can't really judge what people's perception of their own priorities are. I just know from our point of view, we have to build a mentality here that winning is everything. And you get that belief in the players, it can snowball, as we've seen in the past in other good years for us.
We talked last week about this being the start of the fixtures coming sort of every 3 days for a spell. Although you've got a few injuries, is that something that the players and the staff actually really relish and kind of prefer that to training every day?
I relish it. I know as a player I relished it as well. I love playing. It's always choose to play ahead of train. But players are different these days, and they're a lot more conscious about the rest periods and the bodies. And I'm not saying it's right, but probably the people of my generation or the footballers of my generation, and don't forget I was only playing non-league, myself and Jimmy. We probably played games when we shouldn't have. And we probably paid the price for it later on in life. But ironically, it didn't keep us out towards the end of our careers. We still played a lot of games towards the end of our careers, so it wasn't a case of we played with injuries and then that affected our career, because it didn't. We both played till a late age.
Do you have to adjust your thinking in terms of the team selection then, if some players in 2022 might need that break and that rest, and I hate the word rotated, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't agree with rotation. I think it's something. I think it's a myth that was brought in when British teams were dominating Europe, and all of a sudden we had to play the European way, which we don't need to because we were dominating. But that's for another day.
But as far as the workload is concerned, is that something that you're more conscious of than perhaps you were earlier in your career?
Well, yeah, you can be, but you look at arguably the best player in, well, the last two players over the last, or two players who would be the standout players the last 10 years would be Messi and Ronaldo. How many times did they get rotated? So, you know, if they can play as many games as they want, why can't everybody else? I think sometimes it's an easy cop-out for the managers because he doesn't want to upset people. And sometimes you got to take them, make them decisions. And you go what you go feel. You know, I didn't think I'd ever be using 3 subs by half time on Saturday, but that's the way it goes, and you got to do what you think's right at the time.
League Cup, these early rounds can sometimes set you up for big ties in the second round, third round. What good memories, what sort of memorable occasions have you had in this competition that stick to mind?
Beating Forest here was great. Obviously beating Burnley here as well. And going to to play the first cup game in the London Stadium. So we have had some good games in this tournament. And people can get blasé about it. You know, when we first come here, if someone had said to you you'd be playing in the League Cup, and getting carted out in my coach. So, you know, I don't get blasé about it, but possibly the fans can.
And I know you always say with these competitions, you're not likely to go to Wembley and win it, but you kind of make the best of it. There's some prize money, there's the potential to go further and get a big team in the draw. Have you just got to take it at face value, whatever the draw throws up, and try and win the game?
I think you'd have. You know, we've just got to try and beat what's in front of us and try and get the winning mentality in the squad. And that goes for everything you do. Training, playing cards on the coach. Just want to win. And you know, you've got to be able to embrace the competition and not be afraid. Be afraid of the competition. It's never always going to go your way. but you can learn from when it doesn't go your way and try and make you stronger for the next crack you have it.